Hey, hello, everybody. It's amazing that this all can happen right here. I am, welcome to Coffee with Curmudgeons. It is Friday, June 23rd. I am Doc Normal. We're just getting to, we had a lot of time. We're doing good, but I am here with co-host, ladies and gentlemen, blues legend Howling Wolf. Oh, yeah.
I had to do
it
that.
Doesn't get...
Or I can do the fake harmonica. You ready? Okay.
You are Jason Allen, not Howling Wolf.
That's the... Can I stick with Howlin' Wolf? Because that's a way better name than Jason Allen.
Well, you were Howlin',
Jason Allen is like vanilla. Howlin' Wolf, on the other hand.
Howlin' Jason Allen.
Yeah. Ooh.
Howlin' Jason Allen.
Yeah.
Howlin' Jason Allen. Well, we might have to go with that, yeah.
I like that.
And over on the
he's
sports
back.
desk,
He is back.
Jay-Z with the sports.
How's it going, guys?
Hey, good.
You know, the cool thing about Jay-Z, right, and I say the cool thing because that's the operative word, is because when I get here in the morning, I'm just kind of like, just kind of chilling out. Jay-Z walks in the door, and the cool factor goes up by like 81.5%.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's already a pick-me-up. I'm like, hey, all right, I feel good now.
Got your shot of coffee, eh?
Well, no one lets me around coffee anymore because it doesn't end well. I get too cracked out.
No happy endings with the coffee?
No Korean massage with the...
Hey!
Wow,
Sorry. Man.
Well, you said happy ending. I imagine it's just...
It was the qualifier, Jason.
Well, I imagine it's deep tissue, right?
You could have just been like, and we'll leave it there.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's Feel Good Friday, so I'd like to take that step up over the cliff.
Once again, welcome to the Man Show.
Right.
As I try to pitch to other outlets.
Sorry.
And, it's 2017.
Yeah.
Which means it's a little more PC than 1997.
Ah, gotcha. Yeah.
God. Actually, good story. That brings up an interesting story.
Excellent segue.
I was watching a clip. I was watching a clip of Howard Stern. I'm not sure when this was. There was no date on it when it was recorded. He was interviewing Roger Waters of Pink Floyd about The Wall and all that. It was great. Yeah. It was a great interview. I've been kind of on a Pink Floyd click.
Yeah.
Click. Pink Floyd enthusiasms.
You're in your pink groove.
Right. Anyway, and so I'm watching that. And then I looked at the news, Howard Stern. It seems that Sirius Radio and Stern, their production company and all that, they're going through and cleaning up the tapes. Because they're going to kind of do an on-demand and all that stuff. They're scrubbing the tapes.
Gotcha. With
a lot of different non-PC kind of things in 2017.
Yeah.
I mean, this was Stern's bread and butter. He's the I would say the godfather of the shock jocks.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they're cleaning up. They're going back in the tapes, cutting things off. Things that that were in there. Wow. I mean, that tells you where we're at. 2017.
That was because when he first hit Sirius XM, or that time it's just Sirius, and he let everything fly. It was pretty. Right. It was pretty. Woo.
Well, there's a lot of non-PC things you can say that are, that don't violate FCC. I mean, like one of the names of your characters, is characterizes a mental disability in a bad way. I mean, it's stuff like that. They're like scrubbing it all.
Gotcha.
I was like, wow, that really says a lot. I think
that takes out his whole whack pack, though.
Yeah, I know. That was my thought exactly. It's Howard Stern edited for the 21st century, and it's pretty much like we got a good solid 10 minutes here.
Yeah. That's almost like cleaning up, 40 years later, cleaning up Ernest Hemingway stuff, right?
Cleaning up Don Rickles.
It would be like Mr. Personality, Mr. Happy.
The late Don Rickles.
Right.
Yeah, it's like cleaning up the, that sort of thing.
Don, could you tone it down a little bit, buddy? You're freaking out the stiffs in the third row.
So, let's keep it on the up and up there with the
gotcha.
The things.
Yeah.
Oh, brother. Yeah. Anyway,
we missed a show, so I'm like,
we did.
I got all this pent up, stored up, blah. And sometimes it spills over, and
here's what I was thinking. Here's exactly what I was thinking.
Excellent.
When I read this,
Yeah.
where did my mind go? The Anarchy Radio Gold Archive for 2017, and I thought to myself, man, you guys would be editing for about a decade.
It would be, the theme music, ba-da-da-da-da, and then good night, folks. And that's it. Know, that's what it is. That's our best of tape right there. Da-da-da, good night, folks.
We're live from a nightclub.
Yeah.
Where people dance.
Scantily clad.
And now here's our co-host. I don't know.
Right.
I don't know. But anyway. Yeah, I mean, it's,
We did some good interviews, though. They're clean.
Oh, yeah. I know. But like I said, it's just like, I'm sure you cut all that stuff out and that would be your show.
It's like islands of normalcy in a crap river, right?
Well, see, yeah. That was always my thing, is that you're either going to be shock. Just shock.
Yeah.
Just go with it.
Yeah.
Or you're going to be kind of like legit and do interviews and stuff like that. I don't know. Because this is the problem you run into.
Yeah.
Then you go, hey, I want to put it on TV. I want to do this and do that. And then you're like, well, what do I got here? I mean, I ran into a similar issue with a podcast of mine where it's like you'd have a no-holds-bar interview with someone.
Yeah.
And you would do FCC sanctioned verbiage. And then all of a sudden, it's like, hey, we want to put this on the cable on the prime time, and we were like, how are we going to fix this? I'll tell you what, we'll do a half hour.
Yeah.
We'll do the first half hour, and it'll be like...
It's our truncated version.
It'll be like, pretend you're on NBC right now, Yeah. And then after that, we'll do the other part, and then you can schedule them accordingly.
You see, that's what we could do. That's how we're going to clean it up. If you want to air like the really dirty... Not dirty stuff. We'll just have in the middle of all the dirtiness, just over and over, like NBC, like that.
I don't though.
Oh, okay,
See,
gotcha.
I don't want to do the shock stuff. That's old. I find it boring. It's kind of like Don Rickles jokes. It's like they only work in the '60s and the '70s.
Right.
But yeah, see, I don't want to do that.
I feel you.
I mean,
no, really, I feel you.
Yeah, I mean, it's just what's the point anymore? I work clean. Like Bill Cosby.
Yeah, I mean, Cosby. Oh boy, please, this show's gonna be declared a mistrial today. Don't do that.
So,
don't be
Cosby. Everyone, America's father.
Sure, Cliff Huxtable,
Bill Cosby. He's going on a tour now to discuss whatever happened.
Yeah.
So that's some good advice. What could possibly go wrong? But I'm not joking. This was a headline today that I read, is that Cosby's going to go out and do a speaking tour. Again, what could possibly go wrong?
Everything. All he has to do now to make it complete is sign up Michael Vick to talk about dogfighting. I mean, why not?
Yeah, I mean exactly. I mean it's what anyway. So that was in the news. So that's. Would we say cheeky? No, I don't know. But that was kind of interesting. And and we are still waiting on those tapes that Trump made of Comey.
Sure, yeah, I'm sure they're out there.
No, they're not.
No, they're not.
Because Trump said they're not. He didn't make any tapes. But he walked it back and said, but with all the surveillance, there could be tapes.
Yeah, but no.
I didn't watch the interview. I read the summary. I have not. I've been kind of in contemplation and meditation and things like that.
Yeah.
Quite literally. Bless you.
Thank you.
We need to get like sneeze buttons or whatever on the mics.
Ooh.
Mutes. But and so I've kind of not been doing the Fox thing.
Yeah.
I was gonna watch Maddow after the Georgia election, but then it was I missed her, and it was the Larry O'Donnell, and you had to wait 3 hours to see the replay, and I was like, and those guys.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel the same way about all of them.
Yeah.
Fox as well, but I just find Fox more both entertaining and informative about what I think a lot of the mainstream kind of America is kind of more there. And I'm sorry if you live in Portland, Oregon, or in California, or maybe areas of New York City and urban areas. Look at the Georgia election. Oh, wow, what happened there? Right. And then, of course, our dear leader, Nancy Pelosi, basically said,
I'll leave when I want to leave.
When I want to leave. So
when I ain't darn good and ready.
Basically throwing mud in the millennials' faces. So this is just kind of a news wrap-up. This is all the things that happened between Monday and Friday. Of course, we had a lot of tragedy, but, Johnny Depp is pulling a Kathy Griffin.
He did, didn't he? He got heckled a little bit. Kathy Griffin.
Griffin, yeah. My mouth doesn't work at this time, but he asked the rhetorical question.
Yeah.
When was the last time an actor assassinated a president? It's like, I don't know, Johnny. Read the history books. Yeah. Read up on this President Abraham Lincoln.
Stop beating your wives.
Whoa! Wow!
And that shoe came flying out of nowhere. What's going on?
Oh, it's not only a Freaky Friday.
Yes.
It's a effed up Friday. It's like here I'm trying to see. This is what happens when we don't. We don't come in here and do this. Then Doc's like, guys. Alleged. Just based on what we read in TMZ and all that stuff.
Alleged.
I never hated Johnny Depp, but I mean it's.
No.
But I also don't like people coming out and doing all that crazy stuff either.
Right.
What is it you always say, Jason? The way you combat all this is have a damn message.
Well, yeah. I mean, just getting up and just yelling and screaming about stuff, you lose all credibility, right?
Yeah.
You got to have a message with it. Say something. Just don't get up there and start yelling. And trust me, I did that for 5 years, getting up and just yelling. I'm kidding.
Yeah. But anyway, this is why I read like science news and that sort of thing. And I save those kinds of stories, and I've got several, but But I think what we need to do, because it is Friday.
It is Friday, Feel Good Friday. 91 degrees of feel good, right?
Yeah. Now we have the heat wave, so we couldn't,
Cue Martha and the Vandellas.
Yes. Ooh, I like that song. We were freezing our butts off and complaining because that's what old people do, and then boom. Now it's going to be a heat wave.
Yeah.
And one of the things, there is a big sports news thing. Sunday, and I haven't pulled it up here, but the Portland Timbers are playing a big game, televised on the national TV.
Yeah.
Portland Timbers.
Yeah.
And Merritt Paulson and the folks have moved that game an hour later.
Wow.
So that's what hits. I'll look up the details because it's going to be like 100 degrees or 97 degrees or something like that. And so how that affects, because the television schedule is pretty tight, so I don't know. I just saw this story kind of go out there, and I know that like yesterday, last 24 or 48 hours, that they were going back and forth on Twitter. Merritt Paulson, the owner of the Timbers, he's on Twitter, and they're like, we're trying to figure out what we're going to do on Sunday, which that's kind of weird. It is hot. I don't remember, I remember back in the last World Cup.
Yeah.
It was down in Brazil in the summer.
Right.
You could say close to the equator.
So you got a little humidity going on too.
Little humidity and heat, and those that was those we're talking in the humidity and the hitting the 100 mark, 100 Fahrenheit, and so what they would do, what FIFA did, is they would take breaks. And I think they stopped the clock. I'm pretty sure they stopped the clock on that one. Which you never take breaks in soccer, and you never stop the clock.
Right.
But what they did is they'd have an official stop time for, I can't remember what they called it, for health or whatever. And the teams would go back to the sidelines, get a little water, spray a little, because it was so hot during the World Cup. So they'll do that. But
100 degrees, I mean, you got to make compensation at that point. 'Cause you don't
but they
want
didn't stop the game, though. I mean, they stopped the game for that, but they didn't, postpone the game or do anything.
Yeah.
They can't do it.
No.
So I don't know what the MLS rules and this moving the time. I don't even know how that helped, because traditionally here now it gets hotter in the afternoon. But so I don't know how that works out.
I don't know either.
So I thought that was interesting. That was sports and weather
together
on the hour.
Yes. Sports and weather together, right on NuzBox. Ooh, I had it good except for at the end.
We were working on it.
Yeah, I'm working on sports and weather together. Now over to the sports deck, Jay-Z.
Yeah.
You like that?
I do like that.
Queuing you in.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's try to keep it 2017 and not 1977.
Hold on, Doc. I'm getting a message from the producer. That's right, folks. It is Friday, and this time it's the sports deck. Jay-Z, what is going on in the world of sports?
Those are my drums.
So what's the big news? Sports, I would say, is the NBA draft.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Talking about the real breadwinners here. Lonzo Ball going to the Lakers. We all know it was going to happen,
That was going to happen, right?
Yeah.
Did you see him? He's handing out hats to the crowd. Like he's like Ali, in his way. It's like handing out crowds,
Is he? I mean, is he just basically like a marketing machine?
Oh yeah.
Because I mean, that's smart. I mean, how old is he?
19.
19.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's my age.
I mean, so it's like.
Yeah.
And he's going to the Lakers, and he's already marketing his shoes and his hats and his like. He's got a future. He's going to be like in the Trump plane, like.
Yeah. Oh, when I saw him that he
out.
went to the Lakers, I'm like, you couldn't have predicted a more perfect spot for that kid.
Exactly.
L.A. Yeah.
That's right.
But very provocative draft, though.
Yeah.
Interesting. Jay-Z, give us a rundown, man.
Yeah, the Timberwolves traded the number 7th pick, first round, Chris Dunn and Zach LaVine, shipping them over to Chicago for Jimmy Butler.
Jimmy Butler.
Yeah, he's going to team up with Thibodeau again, so that should be a good...
Yeah. They got some history.
Good pickup, yeah. Yeah, I see them making the playoffs. Timberwolves, yeah.
Really? Now, next year?
Yeah, next year.
Interesting.
Next season.
He just called it.
I see them making the playoffs.
He's putting the stamp right there.
And same goes for the 76ers.
Yeah?
Yeah. Markelle Fultz and Ben Simmons.
Yeah,
I think that's going to be a good dynamic duo. I think they'll be a good pair together.
Good.
They also got Joel Embiid and Jahlil Okafor. Both first-round picks. So I see them making the playoffs as well. Now, another guy I want to talk about is Josh Jackson, who went to the Suns, and he's a really good player, all-around great player. He can defend multiple positions, and he can also shoot the ball pretty darn well. So
there you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Hey, what did you think of the first overall pick, the guy from Washington going?
Markelle Fultz?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought I mean, I feel that the norm for the NBA draft is people doing a one and done in college right now, because seems to me that the majority of the kids that are entering the draft are 19, 20 years old, so they've only been in college for 1 year, want to make that money. So, but going back to your question, I think Markelle Fultz is a good pickup. He scored about 25 points, handful of assists, and maybe a few rebounds here and there. So, no, I think it's a good pickup. He's a good all-around player.
Yeah. You think he's a right off the bat producer? Or is he going to need a couple of years to kind of season and kind of get up to speed for the NBA?
I think he'll produce his rookie season. I see him being like a Damian Lillard his rookie season.
Yeah. Okay.
Potentially rookie of the year. Potentially.
Right.
But anything can happen. So, I think he'll be around 19, maybe 20 points per game.
It's pretty solid for a rookie. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. What about you?
When I saw the Sixers pick, I was intrigued because, I mean, obviously their last year's number one pick didn't play at all. So, I mean, theoretically, both of the number ones, or not number one is in round one, they could be battling for Rookie of the Year.
Yeah.
And I'm intrigued at the first overall pick because, I didn't see him going number one. I saw him down at like number 3 or 4.
Really?
Yeah. And call me weird, but I like Portland's pickups. I like the guy, dual threat, kind of the forward center guy, 7-footer.
Zach Collins, yeah.
He's 235, so he can grow a little bit.
Yeah, he's got to add weight to that frame.
Right, but I kind of like that. And the other guy from Zach Collins, he's from Purdue, right?
He's from Gonzaga.
Gonzaga, so the other guy's from Purdue.
Purdue, yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah. Portland pretty solid.
Yeah,
not bad. That's my take. Otherwise, the only thing I saw that made me think it's newsworthy is that Lonzo Ball guy throwing hats out into the crowd.
Yeah,
that just kind of, I see a working kid, so it was interesting. Other than that, pretty solid draft.
So, what's your take on Lonzo Ball as a person?
Oh boy.
As a person,
do you see him kind of like that?
I don't know. I think he's tried, between him and his father, they've tried to be over the top so much. That's a hard one to answer because I don't know if we've ever seen Alonzo Ball the person. It's always been just what's been thrown out there to marketing and media. So it'll be interesting to see once the post kind of chill out period, get him into camp, start working. We'll see with Lonzo. But so far, I mean, it's just a lot of hype.
Yeah.
And the sad thing about that is the more you build yourself up, buddy, the pressure's on to deliver because you just can't get out there and lay an egg.
So, according to ESPN, the people who have interviewed Lonzo Ball, he's a really humble guy.
Okay.
Right? He's really quiet, humble.
Yeah.
But
isn't it his dad? Isn't the dad the...
Well, the dad's
the dad's the loudmouth.
Isn't it? Yeah.
It's like Don King and Muhammad Ali, right? Or a young Cassius Clay at this point,
He's like the Donald Trump of basketball.
Man.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
He's the loudmouth. He said he could take Jordan one-on-one.
Oh. Well, now, I'm sure that's true.
No, it's not even now. He played 1 season or 2 seasons at Washington State.
Oh, you're talking about the dad.
The dad, LeVar.
LeVar. I thought you were talking about...
LeVar Ball said he could take MJ one-on-one.
Okay. I'm sorry. I misread that.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about young... Mr. Ball.
No.
That's your marketing right there, Mr. Ball.
What I was going to say is that I hope Lonzo doesn't turn out like his dad.
Yeah, exactly. But he seems quiet.
Yeah, he seems humble.
That's good.
So,
jeez.
Yeah, it's just.
Are you a baller? Alonzo Ball is.
Oh, you know that
it just writes itself.
Right, Madison Avenue is just gosh, let's work with this kid.
They're bringing Don Draper out of retirement to write this stuff over at Nike.
Yeah, why not? Don has a proven track record.
Oh. So sorry to cut in your sports talk. I was looking up the Timbers thing for Sunday. So
gotcha.
Playing the Sounders, am I right?
Yeah, actually, okay. So yeah, it is a big game. It is obviously it was televised, so I kind of assumed it was like Sounders or whatever. The deal is that we had that loss back in end of May 27 up in Seattle, and that was 1-0. That was a good match. I mean, it was just was wild. And then we had kind of a winning streak there. Portland took San Jose. So at home, Portland took San Jose. They took Dallas. Then we went back to Seattle for the U.S. Open Cup, and Sounders beat us 2-1 on the 13th. Then on the road, Timbers have been struggling on the road, right? Colorado, Minnesota, both losses there, and so we're back at PG Park with the Sounders. So hopefully, fingers crossed, on Sunday, hopefully we'll get a win out of that one. We need that win out of the Sounders. The deal with the Heat is this: it's not so much the heat for the players; it's the PG Park has AstroTurf, the artificial turf. And so what it was is a direct sun creates a layer directly above artificial turf that's 30 to 45 degrees higher than air temperatures. Late kick means field temperatures equal air temperatures. I don't know what that. I'm reading the Portland Timbers tweet. So. And Merritt Paulson was yesterday or Wednesday was saying thanks to ESPN and MLS for making a decision in best interest of players and pushing Sunday's game start, which will be at 7:30. So it's going to be ESPN at 7:30, which is not. I'm not sure what it was scheduled. Maybe 4 or something like that. Usually somewhere in there a Sunday game, but they're pushing it out because of the AstroTurf out there. And because it's going to be so hot. So, and the other thing is ESPN's going to apparently have cameras on both the Sounders and the Timbers Army supporters. So that will be interesting. But that's going to be a big one out there. Right. Hopefully, Timbers got to pull that one off. So that's the soccer update, and that's the thing with the weather.
My bit of advice, my piece of advice for the Timbers fan there during that game is don't bring your scarves. I know it looks cool, but wearing a scarf in 100-degree weather...
They're going to do it. Is
a recipe for sunstroke.
Yeah. Well, keep hydrated. Keep hydrated. Yeah. But you got to have your scarf. I got one. I was going to put it down here. I got one. Actually, there is one little tidbit of Timbers news. Portland City Council approves $50 million stadium expansion to add 3,000 to 4,000 seats. Providence Park. I said PGE Park. That was... way back when. It's Providence Park.
Gotcha.
Where your healthcare people spend all their money on supporting stadiums and stuff rather than keeping the costs of healthcare down. Little pet peeve that Doc Normal has about the healthcare system and insurance companies and putting your name on crap. To market in a market that, whatever. It's pretty much a done deal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so $50 million adding the seats.
Gotcha.
So there you go. It's a success story. They actually sold out. So I mean,
got to build it somewhere.
Yeah. So that's the update there with the Timbers. That's all I got. The only other thing is I think since the last time Jay-Z was here on Friday, the big fight was that Conor and
McGregor Mayweather.
Yeah, that thing's on. I think that was still up in the air last time you were here 2 weeks ago.
I think they confirmed it now.
Yeah, they can. I believe they did. So that's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
What do we think about that? When is that? Do we know? It's coming up.
I don't know.
Coming up pretty soon. Let me look it up.
But that's going to be the big fight of the.
Well, you want my take on it?
Yeah.
Folks, I think that...
Jason, you do understand that sports segments and sports shows have no discussion. That's not what they do.
Right. Well,
it's all scores and statistics.
Well,
let's it's always discussion. It's opinion. It's people. You got to get hot under the collar.
Try. Put on my fedora.
I'm going to tell you. Let me tell you about that Conor McGregor.
I'll break out my most grisly Burt Sugar, impression. Chew on a cigar. Kid, let me tell you about something. No, my take on it is I've been pretty quiet about it. I think it's going to be a little anticlimactic. I know that the hype and everything is great. But, folks, Conor McGregor is not a boxer. He's an MMA fighter. You get him in again with the guy that's still probably the top 2 or 3 pound-for-pound best in the world. He's going to go out, and he's going to go out in a hurry. And unless Mayweather just kind of dances around and takes a few rounds just to kind of But yeah, I get Conor McGregor, and hey, listen, put Mayweather in the octagon against McGregor. McGregor's gonna wipe the floor with him. That's what he does, But pure boxing.
That seems to be the popular thing now, right?
Yeah,
is where they're taking like the MMA, the UFC, these fighters, and then they're putting them. Then they're taking the boxers and they're matching them up.
Right, which
but
doesn't
boxing rules. Though.
Yeah, but boxing rules. I mean, it's just totally different. I mean, on the talent versus talent. I mean, as a pure boxer, Mayweather is one of the best that's ever been. Mm-hmm. And so when he steps in with McGregor, who probably knows only rudimentary boxing skills because he's got to mix that in with martial arts, I mean, it is what it is. And I think if, good Lord, if this had been a heavyweight fight, it would have been it would be a one-rounder. Mm-hmm. I mean, they would have gone out there, thrown a couple jabs, and then Tyson would have thrown a nice stiff Uppercut, and that's all she wrote. But
Floyd Mayweather is 40 years old.
Right.
On February 24th, 1977. Floyd, age 40, and Conor McGregor, age 28.
Yeah.
Born in 1988.
Right.
So the fight is August 26th.
August 26th.
Yeah. Showtime pay-per-view.
Coming right up. Yeah, how much is that going to cost? I mean, do you buy those?
No.
Do you ever buy those?
I have not. I have not bought a sporting pay-per-view in years.
Yeah.
Years.
I mean, it's ever since I remember back in the day when they really those sport pay-per-view things. Don King.
Yeah.
And it was like. What's his name? Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
And I remember seeing people like living in an apartment, and it's the big thing. I got the HBO. I paid back then. I think it was like $30 or something, which 20 years ago that was real money, and now they're way more expensive, right?
Yeah.
Right? So, but back in '88 or something, or whatever, 90 or whatever, $30 was a lot, and they'd pay it. Right? And so it's like getting ready for the big Mike Tyson fight. Yeah. Got your chips, got your buddies, got beer. I hope we don't run out of beer.
Right,
okay?
Right.
Don't run out of thing. And then you'd have this. Mike would come out.
And that's it. Yeah.
There was your pay-per-view. You had all like, what, a minute and a half of a pay-per-view that you paid.
Right. Yeah, one of the last ones I ever got, and I remember this because I remember sitting there like, wow, this is actually fulfills, not a bad investment, was the first Holyfield Tyson fight.
Yeah. Was that the one he bit his ear off?
No, that was the second. He bit his ear. Yeah.
Oh, Mike.
That's it.
Mike.
It's Mike.
Speaking of DV stuff.
I was hungry.
Yeah. Have a little peckish out there. Was that an ear?
Someone took away my cheese that's before weigh-in, and I have a little testy.
I liked Holyfield. I liked him. He was okay. I don't know what happened to him. Maybe he's like
he has stayed around way too long, and he's taken at least
you got like the
157 more shots than he should have taken.
Yeah, I was gonna say, isn't he one of these guys that comes out and talks now, and it's like, whoa,
Well, he has like 10 kids, so I mean, he kept fighting way after.
Like Foreman, man, George Foreman.
Yeah. George. Well, he had the grill though. I mean, he was grilling and chilling, so he didn't really need
George is a man.
He's
Yeah. Didn't we lose? The euphemisms for people dying. Didn't Ali pass away in the Great Rapture of 2016 too?
Mm-hmm.
Muhammad,
I want to say so. Yeah.
Last year. Mm-hmm. And I mean, it was in 1 year when you have David Bowie, Prince, Muhammad Ali. I think it was because I remember that they were showing. Maybe it was around the same time. I remember they were showing pictures. In the news, and it was when Prince met Muhammad Ali, and they were like both like, hey, and I don't think Muhammad Ali could vocalize too well at that point. I mean, he took a lot of hits to the head.
A lot of shots in
Parkinson's disease, I believe.
It's
football and boxing aren't the two sports you I want to look at as far as being real healthy. Longevity at the end. Yeah. But then you had George Foreman.
George was a savvy marketer, though. Yeah. I mean,
he seemed to be okay.
On his comeback, and the savvy thing about it was when he made his comeback, and finally regaining the heavyweight crown against Michael Moore, he was smart in the fact that he never took on any really big punchers. I mean, the big punchers. I mean, he took, of course, he lost the Holyfield, but I mean, he stuck around to the bitter end.
Did he really? He fought. I don't even remember.
Yeah.
Wow. So Foreman and Holyfield crossed.
Yeah.
I mean, I know boxing fans and historians are going to be. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
I can't. Everything.
Yeah.
I took a few punches to the head here.
But he escaped.
Jason and I spar before the show.
Right. We shadow box.
Come on, Rocky. Come on. You can do it. Yeah, come on.
Well, yeah, you can't start the show here without at least getting a little sheen of sweat started because you need to get warmed up.
Gonna fly now.
So we're going up and down the steps outside. It's like,
well, you did say you're losing weight and you're getting healthy, so I mean you're getting ready for the big fight there.
Yeah, I've dropped about 20 pounds.
NuzBox Sports exclusive, ladies, gentlemen, and everyone, folks. Right here, right now, I challenge Jason Allen to anyone in the ring for the NuzBox Coffee with Questions. Just email newsbox@gmail.com or not. Actually, the email's down here. Talk to Doc Normal, and I'll set that up. So, Jason?
Yeah, you got to be kidding me. The way I feel now, I'm getting rocked by an assisted living, place. I just
see Doc's over here like, Jason, I must break you.
Right, Yvonne, we're reacting. We're doing our own artist repertory theater production of Rocky. Rocky 4.
I just want to see you drink the raw eggs. Come on, Jason, come on. I want to be Burgess Meredith. I want to be
Mickey. You're gonna be Mickey. Yeah, catch the chicken, Rock. I'm trying, all right. Get off my... No. You catch the chicken. I love that.
Catch the chicken.
What was it? He's gonna lightning and crap thunder.
Yes.
Crap thunder.
The great Burgess Meredith. I mean, okay. Here's a guy who plays Rocky's coach. In fact, did he win the Academy Award, or he was nominated for it at least?
Burgess, yeah.
Yeah, Burgess. Old actor. Here he's like kind of, his career. Mm-hmm. He played the Penguin on the Batman TV series, and probably one of the most famous Twilight Zones ever.
Yeah.
The librarian with the Coke bottle glasses. I have all the time in the little. I mean, you go from the librarian, this little nerdy guy with Coke bottle glasses in the Twilight Zone, to Rocky's coach.
Yeah,
that's a career right there.
Favorite Burgess Meredith moment in Rocky is Rocky's in the corner. He's gassed. He's, oh my gosh, cuts all over the place, blood's everywhere.
I love that.
And he looks over Mickey and says, "Hey, Mick." And he's I see 3 of them. And Mickey like turns around and he looks at him and goes, "Well, hit the one in the middle." It's like, okay, Mick. And then he goes out there and, Mr. T, no, that was Rocky 2. Sorry. Apollo Creed.
But see, Burgess was in Rocky 2 as well?
Well, he was in Rocky 3.
And then he died. He died in the third one.
Yes.
Well, yeah.
Because remember, he goes out to fight T, and then right as he's going out, Meredith has kind of like a heart attack.
Yeah.
And then he goes out there, and then he's laying on and he's on his last legs. Yeah. He's like, "Did you win?" And Rocky just got the crap kicked out of Mr. T. Yeah, sure, Rock. Or sure, Mick. Yeah, sure, I won.
But he lived. He was.
Yeah.
He was. My word. Burgess Meredith, born in 1907. Wow. Get this. Died in Malibu in 1997.
Look at that.
That was a great run.
Look at that, yeah. I loved him in the Grumpy Old Men.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he played the dad, didn't he?
Yeah.
The dad.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, he's chasing around young women in a grocery store. His little food cart's piled high with bacon,
Yeah.
I love it.
Is that Burgess Meredith?
It was Burgess. He played the grandpa. Yeah, Jack Lemmon's dad.
Oh, my gosh. I gotta watch that. See, now we're talking about the Rocky movies, and I'm thinking to myself, I've been meaning to watch the original Rocky for so long, but it's like one of those. It's like sitting down and doing a Star Trek marathon or something. You really got to okay, we're planning out the weekend. Get the popcorn, get the chips and everything. We're gonna sit down and do like the marathon movie night because you watch the Rocky, then you got to watch Rocky 2. The Rocky Balboa. I haven't even watched the new one. I know that they made one.
Oh, Creed or the Rocky Balboa?
Yeah. I mean.
Yeah,
anyway,
the Rocky Balboa one, to me, they got off track. Their jumping the shark moment was Rocky 5.
Yeah, with Tommy Gunn.
Yeah, Tommy the Duke Morrison in it.
See, I just you lost me.
No, yeah.
I mean, it's just you lost me. Because I don't know. I remember seeing one. I saw it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
1, 2, 3. 3. It was
Mr.
T, right?
4, yep.
And
Dolph Lundgren, number 4.
Dolph Lundgren. I think somewhere in about that period.
The Dolphian stage?
Sort of. Yeah. Well, then I kind of graduated off into Rambo.
Gotcha.
Because that's about the time he started doing Rambo.
Yeah, well, he made First Blood in 77 or 78.
First Blood.
But then he came back and he did the first... Well into the 80s, he did the first sequel of that.
I mean, Stallone's one of those guys. It's hard for me because Stallone's one of those guys that the inaugural movie that he makes, like Rocky, people forget. It became this franchise. You got these folks and everything.
Yeah.
But it was an independent film.
It was. Low budget, independent thing.
Low budget, independent. He had saved his money up
Yep.
as an actor and all that to make and produce, and he directed the movie too. And it became this sensation, and then of course it becomes a Hollywood sensation.
Yeah.
The original First Blood was an interesting movie as well. It had a lot of. God, what do you want to almost say? Like kind of PTSD, kind of thematic kind of thing, And it's like
scarred veteran. Yeah. Oh, especially the very first movie, First Blood. Scarred veteran goes to a small town. He's just passing through, and then they kind of
had like almost a Tommy Jack or whatever, Billy Jack Jack kind of a feel to it in a way.
Yeah,
sort of.
Yep.
Kind of that.
I agree.
That kind of a thing. Tommy Jack.
But no, Rocky.
I'm wearing won. Tommy Jack today.
Hey, Tommy Jack. Hey, your cologne. That is awesome. What is it? That's the brand new one from Tommy Jack.
Got it at Nordstrom's, yeah.
Right. At all your fine clothing outlets. Right.
The hat and the Native American.
That's our send off on Billy Jack is Tommy Jack.
I'm telling you, you could make money off our ideas, really.
Sure.
I mean, you get people like Tommy Jack. There you go.
Right. Somewhere out there in New Jersey right now, some guy's watching this and he's taking copious notes. Yeah, Tommy Jack, that's a winner. No, but Rocky, the first one, a lot of people forget it was an independent movie, right?
Yeah.
And it made a lot of people's careers. I mean, Paulie, Burt. Burt Young.
Burt Young.
Yeah. And Talia Shire. I mean, at this point, she had already done Godfathers. So I mean, she liked Stallone. And she did this openly as a favor to him, right? Because, I mean, to cast her would have cost, Stallone way too much money.
Yeah.
But she was like, no, I like you. I'll go ahead and do it. Just pay me just base or whatever. God bless her for that because, Adrian, And,
she was great in that. Just fantastic. Really, she was the one that I came away with always like, But,
yeah, a lot of the Rockies, when he gets like to 2, 3, 4, and 17, it's kind of a farcical sort of thing. But in the first one, you can kind of see Stallone's artistic interpretation of a boxer who was just, he was just a ham and egger guy, had been shot in his career, and then as a joke, the heavyweight champion figures he's going to take on an unknown because, you need to get butts in the seats, and he is just trying to figure out something that'll work. You can see Stallone's sort of artistic sort of progression through that movie. And I know a lot of people say, what, Sylvester Stallone, artistic progression? You're on crack. But no, it is.
Rocky won 3 Academy Awards.
Yes.
Best
1976.
Picture. Best Picture.
Yeah.
Best Director, which was John G. Avildsen. So I thought Stallone wrote it and produced it. You know, it was his film. Best Picture, Best Director, and Best Film Editing. And then everyone was nominated. Yeah. Stallone was nominated. Talia Shire was nominated. Burgess Meredith was nominated. Stallone was nominated for best screenplay. Burt Young was nominated. They were all. I mean, the whole. Here's the one shame.
The one shame
of this, and I wonder who won this, but best musical original score. Nominated but did not win. Can you believe that, right? Come on, the Rocky music?
1976. I wonder what that was.
Yeah.
Could it be Jaws? Jaws 76?
Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess I could click the 49th Academy Awards and tell you, Jason, using the miracle of, of course, clicking while you're trying to do a live show. It's not the way it goes.
You know.
Let's see. Best Picture, Best Director, Best... That's a good question. We were just talking about this earlier.
Okay.
Best Original Score was The Omen by Jerry Goldsmith.
There you go.
The Omen.
The Omen. Yeah.
And Best Original Song was Bound for Glory. No. That was score adaptation. So then there's Best Original Song. Okay. This makes sense why Gonna Fly Now didn't win it.
Gonna Fly Now.
It's that little pesky guy named Paul Williams for Evergreen.
Oh.
Yeah, that was the hugest hit back then from A Star Is Born. Barbra Streisand and Chris Christopherson.
Right.
Remember Evergreen. Barbra Streisand singing that one.
Right, yeah.
Paul Williams.
Right, yeah, I didn't even think of that.
You do not mess with Paul Williams
around
here.
No.
I mean, we're talking a guy who pens hits. I follow him on Twitter. I haven't seen him tweet lately, but he when I found out he was on Twitter, it was like
Paul Williams.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh. Well, he even I think did a little thing or a documentary saying Paul Williams.
I'm still alive.
Yeah. Because everyone was like, whatever happened to? I mean, this guy wrote everything.
Yeah.
He wrote Evergreen. He wrote everything for everyone.
Right.
And then he'd come on and he's like a little kind of English short guy.
Yeah.
My favorite thing of all, just go Google it. Go find this on YouTube. He famously was in the last Planet of the Apes movie. Paul Williams played Caesar, I don't know, one of the apes. Okay. One of the ape people. One of the orangutan guys.
Interesting, okay.
And he comes on The Tonight Show in his costume.
Nice.
And sits at the piano and plays one of his hits.
That's precious moments right there.
You've never seen that one?
No.
Oh, it's hilarious. I mean, it's all over YouTube. It's like one of the...
Yeah.
Like, here's Paul Williams in his...
Yeah,
ape costume
from Cornelius
from like the last Planet of the Apes. Well, he wasn't Cornelius. He was it's not Caesar.
Cornelius' second cousin.
Maybe.
You know,
he's one of the
Elmer
orangutan dudes.
Gotcha.
And I should know that, but he's sitting there, playing the song, and it was real cute.
Awesome. I'm gonna have to look that up because Paul Williams in an orangutan suit playing the piano.
That was probably around that time, probably mid '70s, I would guess.
Gotcha.
That he did that, but anyway.
Gotcha.
But yeah, so that's sports with Paul Williams.
Right. Don't you love our sports segment starts off with the draft and ends with Paul Williams playing the piano in an orangutan suit?
That's my influence here.
Brilliant.
What else we got? What else we got in the sports?
Well,
is that about it? The draft?
No.
I mean, there's baseball, but all you blokes don't do the baseball.
But, we could go on the Willie Taggart hype train again.
What's that?
The Oregon football.
No. Didn't you beat that into the ground last time?
Well, yeah, but it's always my favorite pinata.
Yeah, it's always cool to talk about. I mean, the Ducks are number 7th in recruiting rankings right now. Yeah. They just picked up a wide receiver from Florida, from Armwood, Florida. Warren Thompson, he's like the I think number 7th wide receiver in the state of Florida. And then we also flipped a guy from Notre Dame, who's actually goes to high school for Tigard. He plays for Tigard. He was originally committed to Notre Dame, and now he flipped to Oregon. His name is Braden Lindsay.
Okay, yeah.
So
yeah.
So number 7, that's never been done before by the Oregon Ducks.
No, that is a huge steal. And, I mean, props to Willie Taggart. I mean, that's one thing about Taggart is I know he hasn't coached a down yet, a Pac-12 football, and we'll just set that right there.
Yeah.
But that man can recruit. I mean, look what he did for South Florida. I mean, he pretty much grabbed those guys and brought them up by the bootstraps to where they're, when people say South Florida now, it's not like, oh, that's just a joke. It's actually,
it's a good team.
Yeah, not a bad team.
I think that's what the Ducks need this season, is that they need to be taken by the bootstraps and
pulled back. Yeah,
and pulled back. Yeah,
that is one thing about Taggart. He is a motivator, and he just listen to the guy. He's infectious, right? Because he gets going, and you can plainly tell he's emotionally involved in this. And it makes you want to believe, right? It makes, oh my gosh, yes. I want to play. I want to play for you, Willie.
I think that's what the old staff lacked last season, is that they didn't have that drive, and of course they weren't participating in social media like this staff is now.
No, and it's just different coaching styles. I mean, Chip came in there, after Brooks had built a pretty decent foundation. Chip takes it to another level, has this huge. At that point, no one had ever seen that sort of style of his play, right?
Yeah.
At least not on a mass sort of thing. But Chip was a different motivator in the fact that he brought the swagger to Oregon. He got those players believing, you are that good. You are the, you're the kings of the Pac-10 and Pac-12.
Yeah.
And then Helfrich, nice guy. I mean, I've talked to him personally, and nice guy, but sometimes it was mostly all the time in college. You need a guy that's basically going to put sometimes a boot up your backside, and he just didn't have that fire.
Yeah,
the way it was.
He was too nice.
Too nice.
Yeah.
And so that's going to be interesting to see Taggart really instill. I mean, heck, they're maybe a month away now from hitting the camp solid.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, it's the end of August is their first game, right?
I want to say the early September, yeah.
Yeah.
They play Southern Utah.
Gotcha.
So, but and I think what's different between staff we had last year and the one that we have now is that Helfrich believed that, it's Oregon. People are wanting to come here because of Oregon. No, you have to go out and find these kids that want to come play, and you have to hunt. They're not going to come to you. You have to go to them.
Well, and then plus the tempo spread offense.
Yeah.
You need a certain type of player. It's not
speed.
Like you can't go to somewhere in the Midwest where even the linemen have to be somewhat mobile because of the line shift on a lot of the running plays. So I mean, it's you got to find that athlete that's more. A lot of times they didn't find the best tactical players. They found athletes who could keep up the pace and whatever. And luckily, Taggart is a guy that knows that. I mean, the faster pace sort of stuff. But he also, he is a great judge of talent. I mean, he has a knack for going out and finding those kids.
Yeah.
And maybe that's because he's just so, not to call anyone's emotional, interest in it to question. But, I mean, he lives, breathes, sleeps, whatever, now Oregon football, so it'll be interesting. I don't want to build Willie up too much.
But we have to wait and see. But
right, because who was it that ranked Oregon in the preseason? It was like 14th or something, or 17th or something like that.
I want to say 21st.
Okay, 21st.
21st, yeah.
Top 25. And I was like, it's a little ambitious at this point. Yes, Oregon, you could say, maybe last year was just an aberration, but. Usually he cleaned house, so I have no idea, and that's what, to me though, that's what makes it kind of exciting, is because I have no idea, what's going to happen, and it's going to be very interesting to see Coach Taggart put it all together.
Yeah, I really want to see Taggart and company just take over the Pac-12 in recruiting. I want to see them take away the recruiting from like the powerhouses like USC, UCLA. Because I'm sorry, but I'm tired of them just getting top 10 recruiting classes every year. Okay, yeah, it's USC. They got the brand.
Well, yeah, they got the brand.
They got the LA. It's the beaches and the attractive women, whatever. The list goes on, but still, I want to see them just go to town on Southern California and just take away the recruits and be like, look what we got now. Look what we got now. We got a great leader in Taggart, right?
Right, yeah.
Someone who can lead, someone who can recruit.
Yeah.
And I want to see it, the table turned.
Yeah, oh yeah, because can you imagine if they have like even a 9-win year?
Yeah.
If they have a pretty solid year, can you imagine the recruiting next year? Because everyone is gonna say, "Wow, Taggart is on this. Holy cow!"
Yeah.
Even if he breaks even, people are just. If we make 6 games and get into a bowl game, I think, especially the first year of a new system and just a complete makeover, I think if you make 6 wins next year, I would count that as a triumph.
Yeah. It's an improvement.
It's an improvement. Get you back in the same, and you can say, wow, he did that good on the first year. I can't wait until next year. And then also the kids who are juniors and seniors now, they look at that and they say, I like what he's doing because he's building towards something I want to go play for. I want to play for that.
Yeah.
So interesting. Yeah, I'm excited for Oregon football. I've taken a lot of lumps because every time when someone asks me about Oregon State football, I look at them and I totally deadpan say to them, "Wow, I didn't know there was a team down in Corvallis." And then I just that'll get people all fired up.
Do they still have a football program?
Right? What are they doing?
Oh, you guys.
Yeah, but Oregon State. God bless them. They're trying.
Yeah.
I'm not anti-Oregon. I'm not anti-Oregon State. But I'm just excited for Oregon, man.
Yeah.
We could sit, Doc. We could sit here and talk about Oregon football for hours.
Yeah, well, I could, but but we got other stuff to talk about. So.
Yeah. Okay, gotcha.
So we should have baseball. We need a baseball person.
Ooh,
but
to me, as far as baseball is concerned, I'm a pocket fan, and that because baseball is just so long and spread out. Mm-hmm. You drop some games.
Take me out to the ball game.
Right.
Yeah, I'd rather play it than watch it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good point. Good point.
Like
right?
Golf.
Yeah. It's like
watching paint dry unless you're out there.
I think you're absolutely right. It's like it's one of those games. It's like I'd rather just be in doing it than sitting there and watching. But that's a whole. See, I didn't get that, and then I went to a couple of those Beaver games, whatever, once with the family, and it was like this is what you do. Yeah. You sit around in the bleachers, you eat peanuts, drink beer or soda pop. Eat hot dogs,
whatever.
Sing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game" or whatever. 7th inning stretch,
It's a rite of passage,
people.
right?
Yeah, I mean that's how it's America's pastime. From a pastime that was a lot slower and pastoral, rather than the city. Come on, put that up, that 3-pointer. Yeah, come on. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, this was from like a century ago,
right.
So.
Right.
I mean, and now it's like, I don't know. Pitches are interesting, right? Fast.
Yeah.
Pitches, clocking the pitch. Sure. That's always interesting. Watch it as, what was that?
Home runs.
Right.
Home runs.
Yeah.
Well, they've also, they've tried to speed up the time in between pitches, too.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
exactly.
it's something
because
like more.
It's like otherwise we're sitting here watching a guy adjust his crotch and chew and spit. And you're like, at some point, you're like, let's get on with it, Whereas when people watch a basketball game, and I always said like the playoffs, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, like that one where Cleveland had that huge run. Okay, I missed the first 10 minutes. That's rare, right? That's rare. usually it's just like fourth quarter, man. Just tune into the fourth quarter and you'll see everything that happens in a nice, tight little package. You know,
see, that's with your game, that's with me with baseball. I really don't start paying attention until after the All-Star break. Then I'll start. Okay, is there now starting to solidify for the pennant and stuff? Then I'll. Is there
anything good happening, like teams or anything? No?
Yeah, I see.
You don't know. See, you don't know.
I checked out early because the Cubs have had a very
Well, see, I
pedestrian year,
and I got into baseball. Was that last year? Yeah, that was last
Cubs?
year, right? Yeah.
Cubs,
And I got into it. People were all watching and I was like, I'm going to watch the Cubs.
Yeah.
I missed when I did some business trips in Chicago back in the day. And I wanted to go to, is it Wrigley Stadium?
It is Wrigley Field.
And I wanted to go, and I went on a business trip, and it was like I got back into Chicago not in enough time. And that was the only thing I was like, look, I'm not a big baseball fan or whatever, but I'll still go just experience that historic kind of thing.
The two places I want to go is, before I assume room temperature, the two places I want to go is Wrigley Field, the friendly confines, and then Fenway Park in Boston. Just to get that old school sort of.
Are you a Red Sox fan?
I used to be a big Red Sox fan, and they were my American League team. I got an American League and a National League. Of course, I'm a huge Cubbies fan, so those are my National League dudes. But I've kind of I don't know. After Theo Epstein got Red Sox rolling, I kind of shifted more to the when Theo came to the Cubs. I was kind of like ooh. So I'm now more of a solid Cubs fan than anything. But even that, this year, I mean, they've been so pedestrians that I'll check. I'll check them out. But last year, I mean, good
run.
Or if I was James Comey, I'd be lordy.
Historic.
Yeah, Game 7 of the World Series. I thought I was going to have. In fact, I made sure that the wife next to me, I had my little snackies.
Yeah.
Had my little frosty beverage, and then right next to that was the shock paddles in case I coronaried out there. Just like it's like getting in the Game 7. It started. They get that little rain delay. They're going, I can't take it. Someone should. Okay, I'm back in. Right, it's cool.
I had a nice time with a friend at a sports bar down by House of Sound.
Gotcha.
There's a sports bar there now.
Yeah, Bar 33 down there.
Yeah. That's maybe
that's your plug of the day.
That's right.
Bar 33.
Yeah,
in the heart of the Brooklyn district.
Yeah, it's owned by. I think there's a Bar 33 out in Gresham. Great place.
Yes,
I know Gresham. It's okay. Gresham's actually kind of cool. The downtown Gresham's, they got some nice places. Bar 33 is a great place. Yeah. Very friendly kind of place, and had fun. I kind of don't mind that. Like I don't usually think about sports bars, but when there's actually something on that everyone's watching, like this is a big game.
It's the vibe, right?
Yeah. The thing I don't like is a crowded sports bar. Like the Blitz or whatever that
Blitz
place.
Lab.
Yeah. But because I've been in there where like there's football and soccer games and all that, and you're just like,
that's where they host the Oregon Ducks.
Yeah, I think they do.
Yeah.
But I mean, I
think that's pretty cool.
Like a sports bar, like my favorite place. Here's a plug for you folks who like soccer. Small place, so if there's you got to get there early. Tiny little place off there at Hawthorne, the 442. Great place to go to watch soccer.
Interesting. Okay.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Yep. Just it's had like 20 something in Hawthorne. Look it up. Just look up for 442. Kind of a neighborhood kind of place.
Cool.
Real fun place. That's where the place where it's like we'd go in and watch the big Chelsea Arsenal game, and it's like Chelsea over here, Arsenal over here.
Right.
It's like, what's that guy wearing that red Arsenal?
Right.
But no, it's a lot of fun, and the owner Mohammed's just a crack up.
Nice.
So anyway, but that's the kind of thing. If you're gonna do a sports bar. You get the big fancy TV, sure.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's easy to do. But these days, the neighborhood sports bar,
got that local feel to it,
well,
right?
I miss,
right?
yeah. I miss, to me, at this point, especially with what's happened in Portland, where we've kind of wiped everything out and then we've rebuilt it with the
repaved Paradise and made it a parking lot.
It's the neighborhood bar, you know?
Yes, where everyone knows your name.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
You know?
and you got the regulars.
Right.
The regulars.
Norm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or the guy you like to do with the voice box, you know,
Oh, yeah.
on the end.
Right. That's right. Pass me them Rentals.
Oh, it's Roy, the regular.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's...
Hey, you kid, come over here. Did I tell you about the 56 senators? Let me tell you, they were the team.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I realized, too, it was Friday and I didn't, because I was doing something else, prepping. I had a whole bunch of memorabilia to do on Friday. Well, we'll punt that for next week. It's actually, some of it's sitting over there, but I also realized that the playing cards and all that are upstairs. You know, the baseball cards like we talked about.
Right. Ooh,
so,
nice.
Yeah, we should go through and through and see what we got there.
Gotcha.
But we got some stuff over there. I know, you can tease it for next week. We're going to do it last week. And then that didn't happen.
Yeah,
But
plus,
anyway.
I think I got us a guest lined up for next week.
Yeah.
Really, whenever we want to.
Yeah, we got to talk about that.
Yeah.
I will even talking about.
I'll throw his name out there right now, just a little teaser, because it's pretty booked.
Okay.
Phil Stanford.
Oh God, yeah, that's going to be fantastic.
Yes.
Which means I need to pick up his book before next week.
Right.
Let's get through. Yeah.
I got a new one. I got to do a cram session.
Yeah, me too. Because that'll be exciting.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I meant to mention that. Okay, so in sports.
Yeah.
I got sports. How are we doing? We got other stuff to talk about, right?
Yeah. I think we've covered sports pretty well.
Here's my sports.
Okay.
Right here.
Yeah.
And this is entertainment and sports.
Yeah.
Netflix.
Oh.
A new show, original show on Netflix. I'm super excited about this one. And people in my...
Is that the Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling?
Yes.
I remember watching that back like mid-'80s.
Exactly.
It did a little time down ESPN.
It premiered. I think it premiered last night, actually.
Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling.
Either last night or tonight. So I've had this on my radar for quite well. No, it's like you go on Netflix and it's like Glow, this new, and it's an original Netflix series about the Glow and stuff. And I know people. There's a podcaster guy friend on Facebook, and he's a big wrestling fan. He's like, this right here, and it's like, and it looks great. The cast looks great. These ladies, it's going to be exciting. I think people are excited about it, so I'm getting really yeah.
I will check it out.
Sounds like a great. I mean, I was just like, oh yes, I'm going to watch this.
Yeah,
women wrestling. Thing and the.
So is it just like a nostalgia thing that they're talking about in the mid-'80s?
Yep.
Excellent.
Let's read a little bit here.
Excellent.
Glow. This is from Vice. Glow is Netflix's best show in years. Wow. Well, House of Cards is kind of a...
Not bad.
Glow is Netflix's best show in years. The 1980s set wrestling series might just reinvigorate Netflix and television as well. I'm not sure... I didn't know that looking at Netflix stock that they needed a big reinvigoration.
I thought they did, they're pretty good.
I mean, they're getting a lot of like competition from Amazon and the networks and all that. But House of Cards, set in the 1980s, Glow is a fictionalized story of gorgeous ladies of wrestling, a women's wrestling promotion that capitalized on the success of the still booming WWE, then the WWF.
Yeah.
Like its real-life counterpart, most of the characters in Glow aren't actually wrestlers, but aspiring actresses, models, or stunt women who fell into the trade while trying to find roles. Most have never watched a match. Are you hiring actors to play wrestlers, or are we wrestlers? Someone asked director Sam Silva, played by Mark Maron, isn't it? Of podcasting and comedy. In the pilot episode, yes, he replies. Okay, so that's Glow. That is based on the
excellent
of the I saw the little promo thing on the webpage, and I was like, I'm there. And the costuming is, and they're like real super 80s.
Yeah.
The hairstyles and everything. And I was
Right,
like,
all poofy.
sign me up. Sign me up.
Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling. Check it out. Netflix.
Yeah, that'll be on Netflix.
Yeah, cool.
Oh, there's a lot of stuff. There's still more news. Washington Post.
Okay.
And also USA talking about the emerging timeline of Obama and Russia that is giving Democrats heartburn. This was more information about secret stuff from the CIA. There was a story about a top secret letter hand delivered to the president. Detailing the Russians' involvement in hacking, and supposedly, at least what the media is reporting, and it's a little slanted, but nonetheless is that there's yes, was it 25 different election systems across the country that were penetrated.
They let slip with the fact that there was instances of irregularities in 21 different states.
Yeah.
In certain key precincts too, and right now, what everyone is trying to figure out, and here's the hot button question, okay, is did any of that information, I guess you could say, that was culled from the Russians when they invaded the system, did any of that go back to the Trump campaign? That is the big question. What if there was any collusion? And I'll throw out that dirty word again. But a lot of people said, they broke in. But when I said 21 different states, oh my God, these guys, we're talking mass infiltration of the system. And so my question is, they got databases, they got they messed with voting, the logs and everything. So a lot of people showed up at to vote, and I have no record of you. What do you mean you don't have a record of you? Bob, I've lived down this road for 12 years. What do you mean?
Is that actually
you're not
happening,
on? Yeah, and there was some instances, and I don't know how prevalent that was, but that was one of the...
I don't know. I've been a skeptic of all this for a while, but it seems like now we're getting the facts.
Starting to get to the meat of it.
And of course the things are connecting the dots back to Putin. That's the big deal, right? And these people are claiming that now. Jay Johnson, what do we call him? The former Homeland Security Secretary.
Or JJ around the country club.
I don't know. He was a former, you remember him, he was former Obama Homeland Security Secretary. Yeah. He testified before Congress on this week, and we were concerned that by making the statement, we might in and of itself be challenging the integrity of the election process itself. So, and then there's a timeline here in the Washington Post. Now, my thing has always been Russian hackers, databases and systems, and I'm like, yes, always. Go put your server up, Jason, and put it up and see, just put it out there in the wild and see what kind of things happen to it. This is, but the issue here is that it's kind of a direct attack against the election, and of course, was this Putin and the Russians directly attacking the Democrats in the Hillary Clinton campaign, and the idea there too is that we know that Putin and Hillary Clinton not the best of friends.
No,
so so that there's a motive. There's a motive for that for the Russians. There's a motive that, and I've always said this too. Now remember that they hack us. Do we sit on our hands and do nothing? No. You think
it's a tit for tat sort of situation, really?
That's kind of how it works there. Yeah. United States has famously done some hacks for good reason, like for example, infiltrating your nuclear centrifuges.
Sure.
That's a good idea.
It happens.
So we Clinton had said that the Putin election was publicly criticized it, and there's things that we may or may have not done classified that during Putin's own run. So I mean, kind of a tit for tat thing. Right. We should be. I think one thing is we should be way more aware. A lot smarter about that. Again, I think the DNC was not very smart about their security and all that. So, guys. But then there was talk that even Republican systems were compromised.
There was, yeah. And
then this thing in the Washington Post. It's Obama trying to figure out things to do, and they were infiltrating or doing something against the Russians. I just kind of picked up a little bit on that this morning, that we were actually then gonna we placed a little we placed we placed some hacking things in their systems, kind of trace it back. So I mean, it's a complicated mess.
Right.
I think bottom line is everyone's hacking everyone else. I mean, that's the bottom line. And if you think that Russia and the United States aren't doing that, you're very naive.
Right, yeah.
But this unfolds, and of course, it's coming back to the, how if there's any type of collusion with the Trump campaign, but more importantly, it's the obstruction and those ideas too. So
right, it's at least a three-headed monster, because you get the different facets of it. Yeah, you got the election part of it.
Right.
Then you got the collusion part of it, and then you have the cover-up part of it, the obstruction part of it. I mean,
and this is the thing. We've got the issue here about we talked about the tapes earlier, and then now Trump today is out, and he was talking about on Fox and Friends, I guess, about Robert Mueller, the special investigator, and I don't like the fact that he's friends with Comey or whatever. Well, how's that going to play out? You're gonna fire him? I mean, the president has ultimate. The president has a heck of a lot of ultimate power.
He does,
especially if the party in Congress is the same.
Yeah. As
the president, and spineless.
Yeah, but I think in this, the reason why he hasn't fired Mueller yet.
Rand Paul when we need him.
Yeah, well, he was talking about their health care plan, and he's not a big fan of that.
We got that health care.
Right.
That's a complicated mess. I don't even know how to unpack that. Whatever.
When we talk about the Mueller situation that's going on, of course, everyone reverts back to the Saturday Night Massacre with Nixon, right?
Yeah, right.
And at this point, it would be literally, and I hate to say it, but it would be the same thing. You're going to fire Mueller, and then the deputy guy, Rosenstein, he's going to resign because he's the guy that hired Mueller in the first place. And then you go down to Bente, number 3, and chances are going to resign too. And so then, at this point, what do you just... you're trying to find your Robert Bork who will actually stick around and say, oh, yeah, I support the president.
Good old Robert Bork.
And just the optics of it. I mean, it didn't work out for Nixon. It would not work out for Trump.
Well, I don't know. I think... I don't... I don't know. Yeah. I don't think so. I predict something different.
Yeah?
Yeah, I don't think so. I think seeing how everyone right now wants to stay in power, including Pelosi, the Democrats, after losing and saying, "Oh, I'll decide the power," and it's Americans, you just get all screwed. Okay. Go away.
Yeah.
Quit your complaining. Go watch your sports, your baseball. Get on your iPhone.
Yeah.
Shut up. Just
go back to watching your reality TV.
Go back to watching your reality TV, which you shouldn't be watching anyway.
Right.
That's crap stuff. Get more reality here.
Right.
Anyway.
Ladies, can you pan to me for a moment? Ladies and gentlemen, I'll pan to you. That is the face of reality.
Jeez.
I'm just trying to.
Thanks, Jason. You know what the face of reality is? If you want to know how screwed we are in the United States of America in 2017.
How screwed are we?
What's the headline here? Well, I'll just read the headline.
Okay.
This was USA Today. Home Depot and Menards. We don't have Menards here, but they're like a... somewhere else kind of thing. Home Depot and Menards face lawsuits. We're talking class action over lumber size description. Can you effing believe this?
They're shaving off inches, man.
No. Here's the thing. The claim is I go out and buy a 2x4.
Yeah.
But it's not a 2x4.
No. Yeah.
Well, guess what? If you were in the trades,
Right.
if you know crap from Shinola, you would know this because you're a smart person and you took shop class or your home improvement. You read a book on plumbing and did studs and things like that. But no. But here's the thing. Seems like a money-grubbing law firm has decided to go in because here's what it is. A 4x4, 3.5 inches by 3.5 inches, actual measurements. So the lawsuit claims that you're not getting what you're paying for because it's a 4x4. You're getting 3.5 by 3.5. These match the national construction standards. Like anyone knows this.
Yeah.
Except for idiots. And they say, we had 3 clients who went in and then filed the suit with the law firm. BS. This is your typical money-grubbing legal system going out. And this is crap. This is like something that since the 1950s is well known. If you're stupid enough to go in there and buy the thing, you shouldn't be doing home improvement in the first place. You should be hiring someone. I'm ranting right now.
Yeah.
Hey, have you ever framed a wall? Do you know what a stud is? A 2x4? Yeah, that extra half inch. Hey, there's a little thing called drywall that gets attached to that, you morons. I mean, this is just a frivolous BS lawsuit.
Yeah.
They're probably going to win multi-millions.
They'll settle.
And then, of course, probably Home Depot and these guys will probably have to label their things not actually 4x4, right?
Right.
But, I mean, who since the 1950s, these are national construction standards. Anyone in the trades is laughing at this thing right now. They're like, what? But no. We need to, cash in. I'm telling you, my advice to young people, get a law degree and just start suing everyone. You'll make money. You'll make money. No, I'm serious. You will make money. That's a way to make money.
We are a litigious society.
You don't create anything. You don't make anything.
Right.
You just sue people. That's how you do it.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, and then you know what? If that doesn't work out, get into politics because that's pretty much what we've got in Congress. Oh man, you see stuff like this.
Yeah.
Right. Well, they're claiming personal injury by this. No, this is the lawsuit.
Personal injury.
Well, you got to claim personal injury, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's like the lady. People laughed at the lady who spilled the McDonald's hot coffee in her lap and burned herself, and then won this big lawsuit. I actually researched that. It was a very interesting thing. And in some ways, you could say, well, the lady did pour scalding hot coffee on her thighs and did get pretty bad burns. So you could argue, a jury, that there's personal injury there.
The board.
But
the lumber.
Oh,
what's going on?
Well, first of all, no one. If you don't have a basic education in the person who shared this on Facebook, her headline was "This is what happens when you don't teach shop class anymore," and it's like exactly right. This is some idiot developing an app or whatever, but it's not. It's I find it hard to believe that 3 people went in and this was like a wink, wink. Go in there, measure it, come over, and we'll file a lawsuit. Yeah. I mean, this is what's wrong with America.
Yeah.
Back in the good old days when we lived on farms, drank whole milk. I don't know, man. Oh, anyway, I just
we ate raw meat.
And there's other examples of this too, but it's I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just personal injury.
Yeah.
So I don't know what we'll see. We'll be tracking this, so we'll see what do you think? They'll probably, like you said, they'll probably settle, right? Yeah. And I bet they'll like Home Depot, these guys will have to put up signs if they haven't. I mean, probably they should. I could see. Yeah, maybe you should for the morons out there, for the morons who shouldn't be at a Home Depot in the first place buying lumber. Morons.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I mean, I have no patience for people who don't do their research. Well, like, don't do, if you're doing home improvement, you know what? You can go to Home Depot. They have a library thing there where you can buy these books about how to frame drywall, how to do this, how to do that. They're very good. Yeah. You know, how to repair. And everyone should know how to repair their sink.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
Do you know how to do that?
I think that if the situation arose, I think I could walk myself through it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It may take a little while and some good old elbow grease, but I think the mechanics of it, I think I could probably.
My family, my father was one of these guys.
Yeah.
I don't think he hired out for anything.
My dad too. Yeah.
You know, it was pretty much like the kitchen blew up. Well, we'll just roll up the sleeves and fix it here. Let's see what the problem is.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, it was literally that kind of a thing.
Sure.
Right. You know. Well, we'll saw into this pipe and we'll reroute it over here. And years later, I'm like, Dad, how come I've got like a big water pipe running through the middle of my bedroom? I don't know.
Right. How come when I turn on the shower, the toaster goes on? What's going on?
Exactly. But we liked it that way. You didn't hire...
That was America!
No, Americans, God, no, I'm really... Feisty Friday.
Feisty Friday.
America was a place... Yeah. America used to be a place where you rolled up your sleeves and you worked on a problem until the problem blew up in your face and you had to call somebody.
Yeah, that's basically right. Yeah.
I mean, until you were like, if you turn on this, mom's in the shower, dad's fixing the plumbing in the kitchen.
Right.
He turns on the cold water, scalds mom in the shower, and she's screaming at you, "Call the plumber!
Right.
Stop messing with the plumbing!" It was that kind of a thing.
Yeah.
That was America.
But you got to give it the old college try, right? I mean, it used to be when you called in specialists, that was your last ditch thing because, it
was exactly
Grandpa, Uncle, and Pops wasn't able to get through the situation.
It was exactly that.
Yeah.
And the tradesperson.
Yeah.
And when we see, here's the problem. In America today, when you say tradespeople, tradespeople, you should be making apps on your iPhone. You're it's like this lower level kind of a thing. I'm just saying that, and I'm arguing that is not the case. Learning trades, learning plumbing, electrician, and stuff.
Yeah.
Those are they're great careers. They're great skills to have.
Yeah.
They're actual real-world skills that are useful than making some crappy website or something. I'm sorry. It's nothing against technology. I'm a technologist guy. I'm a technology guy. But I'm just saying there's a lot of, crap out there. I mean, this is good stuff, Yeah. And you would have that situation where it's you're standing in 3 feet of water in the basement. It's like, I think we better call the plumber.
Right.
And what would happen? The first thing that the person would get there, like your plumber, electrician, construction guy, whoever the person is to help you out in your situation, and would walk in and go, What did you do here?
Right.
Right. And that's when you knew you were in trouble. When the plumber's like doing one of these, like, okay,
right,
help me out here. When you did that, where did you put,
Yeah, but, you're right in the fact that they knew by the time they showed up that at least 3 generations of people were going to be trying to do it themselves. And so usually, by the time the plumber shows up, he's not angry, like, what did you do? It's almost like weary resignation.
Exactly.
Like, oh, God. All right, I'll take it over. I'll take over from here,
Right, he'd be the savior. He'd be your savior at that point. It was like, help us.
Right. Right. Hey, listen, the pipe's busted, stuff's starting to fill up. Oh, no, we're not calling the plumber until Pops is in hip waders, all right? We're not at that point yet.
Exactly.
We've got more things we can do.
It's the Darren McGavin of
Yes.
dads, right? It's like, I'm gonna go fix the furnace now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like, it was so bad back in the day that you would have a kitchen fire, and people always have kitchen, and they still do have kitchen fires.
Yeah,
but people would have by the way, just Doc Normal pro tip.
Okay, I'm getting ready for the dinger. Okay, ready?
Pro tip. Go to the Home Depot or whatever, right? I get you. There's some political stuff about that. Whatever, your home improvement, your Fred Meyer,
Lowe's,
wherever you want to go.
Yeah.
Go into the section where they have fire extinguishers.
Okay.
For the home, fire extinguishers. But actually, they even have them in 2-packs now.
Ooh.
Not 2-pack, but 2-packs.
That's a steal.
Go buy them. Take them home.
Yeah.
I think we got one right around here.
Right, right over there.
Oh, you see it? Okay.
Right over there.
Because you'd be like, Jason, something's on fire. Where's the fire extinguisher?
Right.
Go get those.
Yeah.
Put one in your kitchen.
Yes.
Great idea.
Yeah.
Right? Just do that.
Just do it.
Right. So there's your pro tip. Buy some fire extinguishers for the home.
Right.
You never know. You may never need them, but especially in the kitchen.
Right.
It's a great idea.
It is a great idea.
Don't put a smoke detector right in the kitchen, right above the kitchen.
Yeah,
Don't do that.
Yeah, especially when you got Jason in the kitchen trying to make stuff.
But anyway, I mean, this would be the, so you'd be like there.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, whoosh. The roast is burning, like flames are shooting out from the thing, and here comes Dad with a wet towel and all this stuff, and it's like and the kids are like, should we call the fire department? Should we call 911? Should we call the fire?
Don't worry about it.
No, don't call the fire department. When you take a kid, my insurance rates are gonna go crazy, right? They're dousing water, flames are coming out. It's like at some point, the whole upper level of the house is on fire, and it's like, should we call the fire department?
Right.
Dad.
Yeah, oh my gosh, just look at all that smoke damage on the wall. Don't worry about it, kid. Don't worry about it. We'll put up paneling. It's good.
Yeah, paneling.
The wood paneling. We're good.
We live in a time without wood paneling.
Yeah.
I miss a good oak paneling.
This is a good old-fashioned curmudgeon rant. I like it.
What are we doing here?
Yeah.
Of course. I mean, we need to be true to the brand.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's just like, okay, so we got to bring Jay-Z in on this.
Okay, we're going to get the millennial approach to this.
School. Did you ever take shop class or anything like that?
Yeah, I did in middle school.
They had shop class.
Yeah.
They actually had shop class.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What'd you do? What'd you make?
We made little race cars, like wooden race cars.
Ooh.
Oh,
and
yeah,
we'd
like
have
Pine Street racers.
Yeah.
We used to make those in the Boy Scouts.
And then we'd race them.
Mm-hmm.
We'd go outside and race them on the basketball court and stuff. Mm-hmm. And then we also made, they're almost miniature dust pans. Like metal dust pans. And those were kind of cool to make.
Huh.
And just stuff like that, like wood, metal, and...
So did they actually have machines and things there in shop class? Mm-hmm. Because I mean that's the other problem.
Oh yeah.
See, that's the other problem. The same folks who go out and sue Home Depot are the same folks that are going to go sue the school district for a kid chopping his arm off in shop class.
Yeah.
It's like, well, have you ever heard of Darwin? I mean.
Survive. Boy, roll around the ground. The fire will go out in a minute. It's survival of the fittest.
I don't know about you, Jason.
Yeah.
But back in my day, dads were Darwinists.
Oh, yeah.
The biggest, right? Am I right?
Oh, easily. I mean, I grew up, I was the youngest of three, all three brothers, boys, right? At some point, somebody in that house is screwing up somewhere. I mean... Whether the plumbing goes kablooey or we decide that the bees on the side of the yard, darn it, we got to get rid of them by throwing in M80s. That'll take care of it. Here's the brush fire.
And if you got 3 boys in your family, your dad's a serious Darwinist because he's pretty much hedging his bets, going, one of these might not make it. I mean, think about it. It's like, we don't know. We'll see. That Jason's a little
he's
running slow in the head. We don't know.
We don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
And Pops, he law degree, very educated guy.
Oh, wow.
So he was always,
So here I'm talking about lawyers.
Son, you need to apply yourself. But Dad, all I did was light the back porch on fire,
Yes. Well, and that was back in our day. One of the things, the rites of passage.
Yes.
Is personal experiments of how fire works.
It is. I mean,
it just was like
you had your juvenile delinquent code of conduct manual.
Yeah.
And page 38 was how to light a good fire. And that's what we did.
Or things you can light on fire.
Sure.
You know?
I mean, who didn't take a thing of a Bic lighter and a can of Aquanet and try to burn, ants and stuff? Look, let's get rid of the end problem. It's a flamethrower.
Or in my case...
And then it's like, Jason, roll around, the fire will go out in a second.
Or in my case, the aircraft carrier Hornet, the Starship Enterprise, and a Klingon cruiser.
Oh, something's getting blown up.
Oh, yeah.
Something's getting blown up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I could have turned that into a special effects career in Hollywood, but did I? No, I just was lucky I didn't burn the forest down behind our house.
Set your phasers on. Fun. Yes, I love that. Stuff's going on.
We used to make the most... I learned from the big kids, which is... There's the thing. There's your problem there. Don't learn from the big kids. Yeah. The delinquent kids.
Yeah.
Did you ever make homemade rocketry around the time of 4th of July?
I can neither confirm nor deny that something may have taken place along that vein.
I learned... Okay.
Homemade Roman candles.
Yeah.
Oh, it happens.
Yes, exactly.
Happens,
Exactly. I learned how to, do things like that and then experiment with them. I learned about propulsion as I was running away from a metal hot made of tin foil with the metal sticking out, chasing me down the street after I'd launched it in the middle of the street, and it just went... turned like this and came after me and get out of here, man, it's gonna hit you. Right. And then going under cars and exploding, and you're wondering, that's probably not good, right? There's a gas tank, like suddenly we've
and what could go wrong?
Blown up a neighbor's car.
Yeah.
But these were the good old days.
Yeah.
When you learn things.
It happens, I remember our next door neighbors, he was a kind of like this old lot sort of little mini farm, right?
Oh yeah.
And he had a burro, and
burro.
Yeah.
Isn't it like a donkey kind of thing?
Yeah.
Burro.
Well, when kids are bored and it's in the middle of summertime and we're trying to, figure out if we can make homemade, Roman candles. Let's just say a lot of the stuff, when it goes up, it's got to come down somewhere, right? And sometimes it comes down in the next door neighbor's, farm where there's a burrow.
Yeah.
And complications may arise from that. I'm just not saying it's not smooth. And of course, we were devious little suckers. You remember computer tape?
Computer tape. You mean like cassettes that were...
No, computer tape. Like like the old IBM...
Reel-to-reels.
Yeah, but the big, thick ones.
Yeah, that was old school. They had punch cards before that.
Oh, yeah. We may or may not have got our hands on a bunch of computer tape.
What? And
we may or may not have made barriers that run from one side of the street to the other side of the street, making this massive wall.
What the hell?
Yes. And then we may or may not have hid behind bushes as cars would come down the street, stop, and like, what the heck is that? And I remember one guy comes out and he actually pokes it, and he gets all bad, he, gets in his Nissan 280ZX and just buries right through it and stuff. We were devious, man. I remember another time we made a dummy. Mm-hmm. We made a dummy, and we shoved it on a tricycle. And when someone's coming down the road, we may roll it out into the street.
Oh my.
Yep.
That's a little delinquent. Wow.
Wow.
I'm not only the fact that you're causing the cause of an accident of someone who's trying to avoid like hitting someone on a tricycle.
Yeah.
Like, oh my gosh.
Or my pièce de resistance, my last story of this show is we may or may not have made another dummy, and then on Halloween we may or may not have shimmied up like literally a 75-foot to 100-foot tree at the top, and then we may or may not have, when people were bringing the little kids to trick or treat, we may or may not have jumped off the porch yelling, "Don't jump, don't do it, it's not worth it." And it's like twilight, so all you see is a shadow of this thing falling.
Oh man!
And then the dummy hits the ground, and you're doing chest compressions on a dummy. Bob, don't do this. And the mom's like, "You guys are sick." And then
was it one of those CPR dummies? That would have been perfect, right?
No, we
you're like trying to.
Yeah, no, we didn't. We just kind of made a wooden skeleton, then shoved put on pants and then shoved paper down it and fill them out and everything.
You need like one of those Nordstrom kind of like the mannequins. It's like funny though. I landed in a very interesting pose.
Yeah.
Yes, you can't do any of that.
They can't do any of that.
You can't do that.
No,
it's not funny, Jason.
No, it's not funny. But back in the 80s, it was a hoot.
Fun of.
No, I agree.
But it was funny. Back in those days.
Back in the days, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we used to do stuff like that, and you always fix things.
You had to fix
your car.
Yep.
You used to fix your car.
Yep.
Your car's got a problem.
Nowadays, people don't even know how to change their own oil. I mean, back in the day, though, you change the spark plugs, you change your own oil.
Timing.
Water pump goes out. No, you're fixing it.
You're timing.
Right.
And you look at just the old car, family car, Chevy, right?
Yes.
Chevy block, right? You get in there and you're...
Maybe it's a Malibu. We don't know. Maybe it's an Impala.
But you can work on it.
I have a Malibu.
Malibu.
Yeah, but you can't work on it, though.
Maybe I can.
Well, can you? Have you?
I've changed the oil.
Yeah, well, that's
Excellent.
good. That's better than most people.
Yeah.
You've changed your own oil. Replace the oil filter.
Not replace the oil filter.
Yeah.
But
you need a special little tool for
that. And the air filter,
The air filter? Yeah, well, that's not even hard to replace the air filter in your vehicle.
Right.
But the thing is the vehicles now, there's a computer, you hook it up, you do all this, you do that, and you can't repair them. But back in the old days, the Chevys, you could do anything.
Yeah.
I remember...
you can do anything.
Well, I remember the clutch transmission went out, okay?
Yeah.
And so, I gotta fix it because this is my own car. So the dad's there, and this was hard because you got to pull the transmission off, which weighs 100.
Well, to get to the tranny, don't you have to pull the engine out first?
Not in this case.
Okay.
In this case, you could go under the car.
Gotcha.
And pull the transmission off.
Yeah.
And drop, and you actually had a jack and a little thing that you could roll it off. I mean, it would be best if you could lift the vehicle up.
Sure.
Well, we did kind of put it on a little bit of that.
Yeah.
But, and then you put these spikes in, and I had the Chiltons. You remember the Chiltons?
Oh, yeah.
The Chiltons. This was a manual for your vehicle.
Yep.
But it wasn't like, the manual for your vehicle. You went out.
Big, thick.
You went out and bought the Chiltons for the Chevy model or whatever it was, Ford or whatever you had. It had exploded diagrams of the engine and everything. It told you how to do things. It's like, well, if you need to change the clutch, here's what you got to do. Here's the Chiltons. You need to get some bolt stock. You need to bolt it out. You need to slide it off, put it on a transmission jack thing, which is a thing because it weighs a couple hundred pounds, and then pull it out, and then you go in there, and then there's your clutch. I know what a clutch pad looks like. Right? Yeah. And then you pull it out, and you replace it. You might have to go to a shop and get it
machine shop,
taken care of, but this is what you did.
Yep.
I just remember pulling it out of this heavy thing, 2 people, right?
Yeah.
And at some point, the transmission's on my dad's chest, and he's like,
right.
"Oh no!"
Right. Getting a little heavy here.
I'm like, what do I do?
Stuff happens.
Oh, it was Father's Day last week, but anyway. But yeah, it was just kind of like, I was like, that was kind of funny. I'll never forget that.
No.
I can't remember. I mean, like we were kind of had it all set up and all planned out, and it's like a it's like a ballet move. It's like we'll go here, and then you do this, and you do this, and this, and something doesn't quite go right, and then you miss that last turn in the ballet or whatever, and all of a sudden, like 200-pound transmission is on your desk.
Right.
And you're thinking, should I call 911? Should I call a mechanic? I don't know.
Starting to hurt. Having trouble breathing. Come on. Yeah.
Should I call a mechanic or should I call the fire department? I don't know.
Well, yeah.
So that's that.
That
would have been a good end.
Right.
Did you see this one?
Okay.
This is just beautiful.
Okay. What
and I'm gonna call. I mean, it's reported here. I got to show you this.
Okay.
This is in air travel.
All right.
Yeah. Here we go. Let's just pull this one up here. You're gonna love. This is the New York Post.
Excellent.
And if you're not watching, that's fine. We'll describe it here. This is a honeymoon to Italy. These people
what could go wrong?
What could go wrong? There's something pouring out of the wing of this United flight that's getting fueled up and ready to take off to go to Italy. This young couple, they're just got married. They're going on their honeymoon, and they start filming this thing, this gushing of liquid out of the wing there.
Yeah.
Now somebody was smart enough. That's on the New York Post. Someone was smart enough. I give them credit. They're good Americans that know things about stuff, because you know where they keep fuel on a plane.
Yeah.
Well, there's some. I think there's underboard tanks
in the fuselage, and also in the wings too.
And also in the wings, you put the fuel wherever you can put it, and the wings have tanks in them, fuel tanks.
Yep.
Well, somehow, for some reason, the fuel was gushing out of the wing right before takeoff on this United flight, and so. The guy gets up and starts telling the crew, I think there's a problem. They're getting ready to take off. I think there's a problem. And first the crew's like, sit down. We're getting ready to take off. It's like, I think that somehow they finally convinced them to take a look. And when someone on the crew looked out the window, they ran up to the cockpit, knocked on the door. The pilot. And then they literally went up to the cockpit and showed the pilot that video.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And according to the to this honeymooning couple who saw this, and stopped the plane from taking off.
Good. Yeah.
Good idea.
Yeah.
They said that the cockpit crew, the pilot, was looking at this video going, huh?
Right.
Like, when was the last time you saw fuel pouring out of your wing before takeoff?
Right. Yeah.
So I don't know what the follow-up is.
Wow.
I don't know what the follow-up is, or what the... I want to find out what the problem was, like punctured.
Yeah, there's a hole somewhere.
I mean, that's not supposed to happen. Anyway, the flight, they canceled the flight. They cut the crew off. And, and of course the passengers and the flight crew was like, thank you very much.
Thank you.
For
saved our lives.
saving our lives, right?
Yeah.
And they said that was great. And then they went to the ticket counter and they did stuff, and they didn't even get a hotel. Their thing was rescheduled. They didn't get a...
Wow, if I'm the airline, man, I'm giving them free hotel, and I'm giving them a free ride to Italy.
Nope.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
They did offer to beat them in their seat, though.
Oh, wow, that's something. In-flight entertainment, sure.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Anyway.
Better than the pretzels.
Yeah, this is this is after the CEO. Well, I mean, I don't know. That's a tough situation, but still, hey, airline, treat them right. They ended up on a Delta flight, and they were happy about that. So I don't know, but so that was United. But I mean, wow. I mean, if you looked out the window and saw fuel gushing out of your wing and you're getting ready to take off.
Well,
they're on their honeymoon. They're young people. They got their lives ahead of them.
Yes.
They're going to Italy. I think it was Italy for their honeymoon. I mean, It's not like old guys like us who are like, let it go.
Yeah,
the plane goes down.
Put some duct tape on it. It's fine.
Yeah, it'll be fine. Whatever happens, happens. It's been a okay sort of a life, maybe.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because people getting beaten in their seats, so you can't say it's fly the friendly skies anymore. And now with fuel coming out of the wings, you can't. It's like fly the deadly skies, right?
Well, I don't. Yeah, I mean, but yeah, and after that whole incident with the guy getting drug off the plane, the CEO came out and wrote letters, and we're gonna be better and all that stuff. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, I would have given them a hotel room. Not made them sleep at the airport. That might have been maybe a good thing. They were heroes, and the people on the plane were like, "These people are heroes."
I would have given them a free hotel room, and I would have said, "You know what?
And sign this little waiver, please."
Right, but in your tickets to Italy, we're refunding, and you're getting a free ride on us. Thank you. That's the least you could do.
Well, they had to. Here's the rub. Now I remember the rest of the story.
Yes.
They got a Delta flight. They got a flight going over there because they needed to get there to meet up with a cruise.
Yeah.
So their honeymoon was a cruise. So it's not like I can wait a couple days to get over on our honeymoon. It's like no, we've got a whole cruise booked on our honeymoon. I got to meet a ship and get on that ship.
Right.
So I mean, I don't know. I mean, but still, it's interesting. But here's the thing: I've never seen that before, and apparently the pilots haven't either. So
I have never seen that before either.
Yeah. So I don't know. That's was interesting story. And then the video evidence, you're like, oh, that's not so good. I've talked to people who were on planes when the engine catches fire in flight.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember somebody telling me a story, and I'm like, oh, that must have made you really scared sitting in your seat. I mean, there's things, you can shut down you can emergency, you can land. I mean, it's not always a bad day.
No.
It's a difficult day.
Right.
Not necessarily a bad day, or a very bad day, as pilots say.
Yeah.
The other thing in corporate news, I think there's a couple big stories. Amazon's buying Whole Foods.
Yeah.
So that's a big thing. They're saying there's going to be bidders on that too. So that's going to be interesting to see how that works. So Amazon is taking over the world.
Sure.
And I don't know. I think Amazon's a pretty
drone at a time.
Pretty good company. Well, I don't know. I mean, maybe some people would disagree, but they've kind of changed the world of retail and also the online world. They host a lot of the online presence.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to worship your corporate gods somewhere. Why not Amazon and Google,
at the altar,
Microsoft and Apple, rather than
right,
someone else? I don't know. But the big this is the corporate god that I don't want to worship, and none of us. Uber.
Yeah.
Big stories in Uber.
CEO left.
Travis Kalanick has stepped down this week as CEO.
Right.
Everyone's people are like good riddance and all that stuff because he molded this company. It's his company, and I think that's true. He took a leave recently.
Yeah.
Interestingly enough, there's been all this news coming out of Uber about their business practices, the internal HR, all these things. We know for a fact one of the business practices is this apps to go into a city like Portland, and this happened in Portland, and then when the authorities, because they weren't allowed to operate in Portland, Uber, so the pokey, the authorities who do the authoritative things there would hail Ubers to get the facts, to get Uber violating the local city law.
Sure.
Well, they had an app to know that the authorities were on them, and then they canceled the rides.
Wow.
Yes, that's
a little shady.
well, Uber's always been shady.
Yeah.
You know, they always have been. I'm sorry, they have been. And this investigation by Eric Holder, the former attorney general who was hired to do an investigation, has found all these shady practices. And people knew this, the cab companies. Portland City Council kind of fell over back. David Poloff, you remember that guy? Obama?
Yes. Yep.
He was their strong arm guy. He came into Portland and did stuff, and I was like, "This is bad. This is where I break with my progressive tech people and stuff." It's like, no. You got to kind of play. You got to play the game a little. You know, you can't just like steamroll over here. And Lyft, their competitor, they said straight out when this was happening in Portland, they were like, nope, we're gonna. I mean, they were like in Beaverton and other places where they were allowed to do this ride-sharing thing, but Lyft said, no, we're gonna follow the local laws. You know, we want to be the good guys.
Yeah,
you think of Lyft or not, but the investors are the big investors, and there's tons of big investors. This is like what is this, how many billions of dollars these guys are capitalized at?
Yeah,
because they got an app.
Yep.
You know, and someone pointed out, you know, building an app for taxis and stuff isn't that hard. There's other apps out there. Right? Plus, you name your company Uber. So anyway, so these guys are out there and doing all this, and it has not gone well. And the big investors have come in and said, we can't have this. There's a lot of money riding on here. To me, it almost smells like Enron, the too big to fail, the kind of, you know what I'm saying?
Monolithic sort of.
Well, you know how the Trump kind of smell, it kind of gives you the Nixon feel? Right. This whole Uber thing has been starting to give me the Enron feel, right?
Gotcha,
where they were doing a lot of shady stuff and all that. But there's a ton of money, big investments in there. And, you know, Uber they haven't turned a profit.
No.
Right? They're spending and growing. So those investors, they're not going to lose their billions. They're not going to, their capitalization, or their millions to billions. So they've been putting pressure on the board. Top executives of the left, and of course Travis has been getting a lot of pressure. A lot of things leaked. But then the sad part of the story, which you got to think about, is his parents recently, like last month, were in a boating accident. His mother died in the boating accident. His father was injured. So while all this is going on with Uber, he has a personal tragedy. Yeah. Death of his mother and all this. And so he actually took some time off. Yeah. For personal reasons, which I can't argue with that. I mean, I think that's true. But in the meantime, as he's been away from the company with his personal tragedy, the investors have come back after the reports have been filed and said, we need you out.
Gotcha.
The other part of the story that broke yesterday is 1,000 employees have written petitions to the board to reinstate him. So he's got his cadre of employees that want Travis back in the mix. He's still on the board though, because he has stock, you know. Right. But whether he's a controlling investor, I don't know, because there's some big investment companies there. Right. And I'd say to those 1,000 employees, good luck with that. He's not going to be CEO. No. Anymore. No. He may still be controlling board. I don't think he'd be ousted there, but who knows?
For optics of it.
But this is people have dumped, investors, big investment houses have dumped tons of money into this Uber thing. Right. And that's a tough one for these folks. Right. At Uber. Yeah. You don't mess with those top investment firms, and I'm sure that they don't want to see Uber go under. Unter. I was just going to make that joke. There you go. Yeah. They do not want to see Uber go unter. So
would that make them Untermenschen?
Well, they'd go from Ubermenschen to Untermenschen. Yeah, that's right. That's right. It's just the brand, just that whole branding. Uber. Yeah. And connotations of the Ubermenschen. It's like Uber.
Just a little shady, just a little dirty, a little grimy, gritty.
Yeah. And Uber has typified this tech scene of the bro culture.
Yes.
Kind of the white, young, bro, folks. It's all sports and stuff, which isn't really conducive for people of other ethnicities or genders. And I've always kind of felt we're beyond that. When I got into technology, I felt technology was the great equalizer.
Yeah.
Especially when you were online back when you you didn't see or talk to, it was just text. It was just text. I'm texting Jason. I don't know, famously, I knew people who ran systems. They were quadriplegics.
Yes.
And when I found out, I was like, wow, how do you... obviously you have a way to write and interact, but you're equal. It was the equalizer,
right?
And that always excited me about technology.
I agree. Yeah. It was more cerebral than it was physical.
Gender inclusive.
Yeah.
All inclusive.
Yeah.
But what it's turned out, with the big wave of .com and now this second wave, it's bro cults.
Yeah.
Where'd this come from?
I don't know.
So I think that's been the poster child there for Uber. So we'll see what happens. I don't think the petition's gonna. It's nice that 1,000 employees clicked on a link and supported him, but you know what?
Yeah.
the board's not.
It was they're not buying it.
Yeah, they're gonna. So they need a new CEO, and of course, one of the first things the question is the gender of that new CEO, because very very much so to replace the CEO, maybe a woman would be good. Now, you know who's on the board of this Uber company? Because there's high-powered people. One, Arianna Huffington.
Really?
A very successful online person, the founder of the Huffington Post.
Yes.
I don't know if, they've been floating her name as, that may not be a fit for, I kind of think she's rich and a board member, and I don't know if I were Arrington Huffington, which I'm not, but I don't know if I'd want the stress and the pain of being Uber's new CEO to turn that thing around.
Yeah,
but
it depends on what you're going to focus. Do you want somebody who is going to be an innovator, someone who gets in there and does the nuts and bolts of it, or have you grown to the point where you can have somebody that's almost like a figurehead who looks good on camera, reassures the stockholders, everything is great, everything is cool, and let your VPs and the people down at the day-to-day level take care of the nuts and bolts of it.
Yeah, that's a good question. In other companies and industries, I think you'd right there.
Yeah.
I think in the case of technology and at Uber, especially because they got to turn around.
Yeah.
Certainly, they got to clean up their image, but they need to turn this thing around, and because it's a brand, Uber is a brand.
It is,
and this is a tarnished brand.
Right.
There are people. I know people who take Ubers. They love Uber. Right? That's fine. But you got people like me who would never come close to an Uber. Like from day one, it was like, no, that company, bad policies, bad actors. And I know other people who would otherwise take an Uber that also feel the same way.
Because, if you're driving, chances are if you're a driver for Uber, you're just doing it because you need the extra cash. And so,
I don't think this reflects the rank and file, like the drivers and people like that.
No, I don't think so. But I do think that the brush is so wide that the tarnish, if you're going to tarnish Uber, who do you see from Uber every day? Well, the drivers, so they're going to catch a little
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it's going to affect them. And there's alternatives. There's Lyft, an alternative.
LYFT.
And there's taxis.
Right.
And they, maybe I think the taxi industry has pushed to
Radio Cab a couple days ago came out with a very provocative billboard on the roads. It's totally an anti-Uber message.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, well, they were. Yeah. And I have someone on my Facebook, a musician, a great lady, and that's what she's actually working a different job, but she was a radio cab gal, and just great, right? I would have totally got Holly to, yes, please, these are nice people, but anyway. So we'll see how that Uber comes out, but my prediction is we might see maybe a female CEO in that capacity,
more
a turnaround.
Political choice.
Yeah,
someone
someone who's like, I got to turn this brand around.
Right.
You got to turn now.
Gotcha. Yep.
I mean, as a brand, right?
Oh,
and
most
now you
definitely.
got to like clean this up and make people feel safe and happy about this company and companies like an Uber, companies that capitalize. This is a consumer brand, and consumer branding means everything.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I've learned this in the corporate world.
Yeah.
Right, and how you're perceived is this is why we were just talking about United and all that, and the stuff that happened with the guy. I mean, that's horrible.
Right.
For that airline.
Right.
Because
then product confidence goes down. Do you really want to be in the middle of all that?
Yeah. It tarnishes your brand.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
So.
Most definitely.
Anyway, with that, here on Business Channel. That's a weird Friday. I will leave you with one thing. I haven't read this yet.
Okay.
And so that's why I didn't want to bring it up, but I'm excited about it.
Okay.
But there's been flashing on the headlines, so I'll be looking at this over the weekend. But the headlines are saying...
Word on the street is.
Word literally on the street is Bansky,
the
street artist, has been unmasked.
Really?
Finally unmasked. Yes, that's
really.
That's
Would we recognize him? Would we know who he is?
Again, I haven't looked into this story, so
let's just throw that teaser out for Monday.
I mean, it's okay. It's the Daily Mail, but it's, I think, BBC. Everyone's carrying this, and the headline has Bansky finally been unmasked? Drum and bass DJ Goldie's slip up reveals the elusive artist's real name is Robert, confirming for fans he is a member of Massive Attack.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's
interesting.
Kind of what they're saying. They're saying it's thought to be confirmation that Bansky is Robert Del Naja, a member of Massive Attack, known as 3D. Is a friend of Goldie. Last year, a researcher claimed that he was Bansky, which was denied. So Bansky is this elusive artist.
Yes.
It's weird though. I read this article once where he went out a couple years ago and he had done some art and did like a little pop-up in New York, and people were buying it, and it was Bansky. And so like these guys bought this little pop-up art from the guy, and then you're talking, I bought this for like $5 or $10. Yeah. You're holding a piece of valuable art in your hands. You could put in auction now.
Right.
I mean, let's talk about lucky New Yorkers.
Right.
But anyway, so that's there's some, we should just be, Netflix should just give us, we're not being promoted by Netflix, but there have been some good documentaries. On the whole, I don't know what you call it, street art or whatever, graffiti art, and Bansky, In Through the Outdoor, whatever that one was. Yeah. And there's another one up there that I haven't watched yet that's on Bansky.
Right.
I think it's called that. So
we are not in cahoots with Netflix, but give me a call, a little jingle. What's going on?
Yeah,
sure. Yeah. Come on, Netflix. Sure.
Yeah, this Qatar thing is weird. I don't know what's going on with that, but we got to wrap it up.
Okay.
It's time to wrap it up. Look at the time. I did want to shout out. I played the pre-roll music today.
Yeah.
I don't even think we we decided we moved off into something else. But we played some pre-roll, some new pre-roll music, by Howlin' Jason Allen.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
There's a rumor out there that I may or may not have.
You may or may not be Howlin' Jason Allen.
Maybe,
He's like Bansky.
Well, no, yeah.
You're like Bansky.
I had this little thing in my head, and the way my brain works, if I don't get it out on something, I will forget it later and whatever. So I figured, I'm going to have a block of time. I'm going to start a process of, because I haven't been creative like that in 25 and a half, 26, 27 years. So to me, it's like riding a bike, right? Mm-hmm. Very rusty. And of course, recording today is all do it. You can do it at home.
It's easier
software
now.
And stuff.
Man.
But to me, my bugaboo about that was the syncing of it.
Yeah.
Right, because I sat down. Believe it or not, the lyrics are so pedestrian and so basic. I literally wrote the lyric part in maybe seven minutes. Maybe.
Yeah, it was a blues.
And then I had this little riff. And so I figured, okay, I'm going to lay down a little something. I'll put a little something over the top of it, make it kind of mesh, keep it simplistic and minimalistic. And that's what I did.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. We had that in the pre-roll, so we got new pre-roll music. We're going to be like...
If they want to hear it, they're going to have to listen to the audio stream.
That's right. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so
we'll coming, though.
Well, there is more coming. There's going to be all kinds of more coming stuff. All right. So let's wrap this up. Jay-Z, do you have any final thoughts? Anything for next week that you're looking at?
No. Nothing other than
Good night, everybody.
I'm working, so I might not be able to catch the Friday show. I might.
All right.
We'll show up at your work.
I might have to move to Wednesdays if you guys are.
Wow. There you go. We got a full boat on Wednesday, sure.
Oh, that's a good day.
Yeah.
Ooh. Wednesday's a good day.
Ooh. But I'll let you guys know.
Yeah, so we might do Sports Wednesdays.
Sports? Ooh, I like that.
That actually works for me, because Fridays are more like kind of a... what would I call it? Kind of a Margaritaville feel here.
That's why I call it Feel Good Friday, because it's one of those things where you're cruising into the weekend, so you don't want a lot of really weighty, sort of negative political talk and stuff like that. And plus, Wednesday I do the political show too, so that we keep it all on one day.
Wednesday's a big.
Friday's our margarita day. You're absolutely right.
That's right. That's right. Well, I think as far as sports goes, for me, I'm just that big Timbers Sounders game in the high heat. So get your air conditioners out.
That's Sunday, right?
That is Sunday at 7:30.
I will check it out.
Check the listings, but I believe it's 7:30.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I may not go down to the other studio on Sunday, because usually I do it from that, because that is a hot box.
Oh yeah.
And
Anyway, so everyone, stay cool. Stay cool, and see ya on Monday.